move of God, so much so until God had to do something in every service. When somebody told us that God was going to heal, we was crazy enough to believe. I can't get nobody to help me with this. Now the same God back then is the same God right now. He still saves. God still heals. God still delivers. And ask me what else. God still is in the blessed business. I believe that he can raise the dead. Y'all don't believe that? I said, I believe, Pastor Chris, that God can still raise the dead. Am I talking good up in here? God moved in the time of people like A.A. Allen and Catherine Kuhlman and Oral Roberts and R.W. Shambach. But I need to tell you that greater works than these shall he do. God does not duplicate an error. We don't need to go back to how it used to be. What I'm trying to tell you is that greater is coming. And Apostle, I hear the sound of the abundance of rain. Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. You think God has moved, but baby, God is getting ready to do something wonderful. Greater is coming. I believe greater power is coming. I believe a greater prayer life. I wish I had some help in here. Greater technology. I believe there's going to be a greater move of the Spirit. Am I talking good up in here? I believe that even in this service, that cancers are going to dry up. I believe when you go back to your church and your city, you're going to miss the lump because it's not going to be there no more. I can't get nobody to help me with this here. God is getting ready to bless you. I believe depression is going to leave. I believe that debts are going to be canceled. I believe that now, since the economy failed and things went crazy, we are no longer in the natural, but we are in the supernatural realm. What God did before, he had to shake everything to the core so we can step into the next arena and see something that's never been done before. Baby, greater is coming. God, help me get through here. I believe that God still saves. I believe, just like my little nephew last night, he's number 13 and he has a cancer on his brain. I believe God's going to heal. I wish I had some believers. I want you to know that that lump that's on you, that's nothing to God. If God made your body, he's able to heal your body. I wish I had some help in here. Understand that I have seen. I came up in the old school where we had tent revivals. Y'all don't know nothing about that. We prayed and people would come in drunk and they would leave out sober. God can still deliver a crack addict. Oh God, I'm gonna preach too early up in here. God can still deliver a prostitute. You saw that girl stand here. What God is doing is making you an eyewitness as to what he's able to do. Somebody shout glory. You are the seed of greatness. That's why you can't settle. God called you great. Am I talking good? Titles don't make you great. Away with these titles. I'm sick of them. We got more apostles and more bishops than the pulpit can stand for. That's why I didn't put my 7 seats up in here, because I can't house all the apostles. We'll be packed out up here. Apostle, Reverend, Bishop. You call yourself apostle. Where are the signs and wonders? Oh God, help me get through here. You don't need a title to be great. God heard that girl who was a prostitute prayer. That was a great prayer. I need you to understand that greater is coming. God has given us access to the greater. It's almost like a prepaid car. All you got to do is swipe it, because he loads it daily with benefits. And ask me what else? It's transferable. God is not going to just bless you. He's going to bless your children and your children's children. He's not going to let you trust him and he don't bring in the past. If he's God back then, he's still God. I'm getting too happy up in here. Who says he's out of miracles? He's just getting started. And I need to tell the church today, give you some crazy faith. It's not going to be normal. Stuff going to happen out the blue. You're going to say, you know what? I didn't even pray for that. And it's getting ready to happen. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. It's going to be accelerated. It's going to be ridiculous. When something is crazy, it don't make sense. And you're going to look back at God and you're going to say, you know what, God? That's crazy. Lord, help me preach to these people again. But understand, there are some preparatory tests that you must matriculate through in order to see the greater. Everybody talk about they want the greater, but the greater is going to cost you. Am I talking good up in here? You can't have the glory without the story. Everybody talk about dimensions, but baby, you got to go through something to get some dimension. I wish I had some help in here. And so what the first thing going to have to happen is, let me have my clock. God is going to put you under pressure. Going to pass the pressure test. God wants you to maximize what he has invested in you. He has to put pressure on you to prove to you what's in you. It didn't come to kill you. God is getting ready to bless you. Lord, help me up in here. You got to learn, like the writer said, count it all joy. And so God, what he's trying to do is perfect what's in you and cause you to master your craft. Talk to me up in here. He's teaching you patience, even when you feel like he's not there. All right. He's teaching you his voice without saying a word. Right. It's kind of like your mama could look at you from the front of the church and look back to the back of the church. She ain't got to say nothing to you. She can just look at you and you know you're going to get it. And so God is trying to teach you. I don't even have to talk to you. You're going to look at the thing and you're going to say, that's God right there. I wish I had some help up in here. He said, I'm going to put pressure on you to drive you to me. Then that's going to be the problem test. You pray better when you got a problem. You praise better when you got a problem. Am I talking good up in here? And so God is saying, I have to keep you broken to keep you close. One writer said, before I was afflicted, I went astray. If I didn't have a problem, you might not never even pray with me. But God has to do that to drive us close. And then you have to pass the people test. You can't be disappointed above your expectation of people. If y'all don't look for you, I ain't got to look. If you don't show up, I wasn't looking for you no way. Am I talking good up in here? We got to get our eyes off of people and back on God. But what God is going to do is he's going to strip you of all of these old crab, all of these joy suckers. God is getting ready to get rid of all these joy suckers that's in your life. They're going to just start falling off like God done sprayed something on them. They was talking about these bugs that have been released in Pennsylvania, and they call them the stinky bugs. They walk real slow. They walk real slow, and they crawl on everything. And they really want you to crush them. Because when you crush them, they send off a stinking smell. And what they do is they send a signal to the other bugs, come on, live over here. And so what they have to do is get that stinky bug and put it in some hot water and scald them. Because if they crush them, all the others going to come. So I'm telling you right now, God is putting some folks in hot water and they get ready to die off of your life. They're going to stop calling you. They're going to delete you from the phone because you ain't got enough strength to get rid of them. So God said, I got to get rid of all the stinky bugs. Oh God, let me get on through. I got to get rid of all the craziness and the crazy people in your life. God's going to send some people that's going to celebrate you, appreciate you, motivate you, and help elevate you. They're not going to be jealous. They're not going to try to hold you back. They're going to be back there to my go ahead, go ahead, go girl, instead of trying to hold you back. Am I talking good in here? I got to get through here. I got to get out of here. So when God is going to send us some people that will bless you, so you got to pass the people test. But everybody needs people. But God is not going to move all the bad people out of your life. You know why? Because when you come out, God, you're not going to owe nobody praise but God. When you come out of this, once you pass the people test, God is going to let them stay in your life because these are the people who say you can. some help up in here? Just like this woman, they tried to push her back. They will overlook her. Some of you have been overlooked, and some of you have been held back. There's ministry in you. You're valid. You're important to God. And the people that held you back are going to be the people that promote you. And so everybody knew this girl was sick and that she had an issue. Am I talking good in here? But I didn't read nowhere in the text where anybody tried to help her. But that's good, because again, she won't owe nobody praise but God. Sometimes people don't care about your stuff. Am I talking good up in here? Sometimes people can see your heart on fire and won't even give you a glass of water. Help try to put it out. They don't want you to be blessed. Somebody say something to me up in here. But God is going to cause you to press through the crowd and bless you anyway. And how you handle disappointment is a determination of how great you will be. In other words, Bishop Jake said one time, can you stand to be blessed? In other words, can you take the heat if not get on out the kitchen? Either you go big or you go home. God is not looking for a bunch of belly achers, always complaining. But God is looking for somebody who's ready for the greater. Look at somebody and say, greater is coming. And understanding, you got to pass the persistence test. You're too flaky. 1 minute you're happy. The next minute you're sad. This Sunday you're praising God. Next Sunday you ain't got no joy. But God is saying, can you be persistent? Can you praise me not when you come out of the test? Anybody can shout when you come out. But can you bless me in the test? Can you praise me even when the doctors are saying you got a bad report? Can you be consistent? Somebody shout glory. Then you have to pass the passion test. Passion is what you burn with. Passion is what gives you the juice to get up in the morning. Passion will wake you up. Come on, talk to me a bit here. Passion make you press past the haters and let them be your motivators. What is motivating you? With this particular gal, her health was her passion. She refused to be sick another day. And so the Bible says she heard that Jesus was coming by. And so she was motivated to experience the greater. Understand, once you see what God can do, it creates an appetite for you to see the greater. It's almost like I can't go back to where I used to be. It's almost like when those guys went and checked out the land. Everybody was belly aching, and Caleb and Joshua say the devil is a lie. I've seen those people got some grasshoppers, and I want a piece of that. You got to be determined that when you see greater, you got to get hungry. I wish I had some help up in here. Bishop Coswell say it's the dog in me. I've seen it. I've tasted it. I don't care if I'm still in the hood. I know it's a better neighborhood. I don't care if I'm driving a hoopty. I've seen a Mercedes. I don't care if I'm sick. I've seen that God can heal. Am I talking good up in here? And so what she had was a need. And as long as you got a need, God will get involved in your stuff. But if you got it all together and you so gone with the wind, fabulous, and you got everything on lock, and you got everything, it's a wrap for you, and it's always good, you ain't got no need. So you loose the Lord and let the rest of us have him, because we got some needs over here. Am I talking good here? And so here this girl was. This lady didn't even have a name. It wasn't even, you know why she didn't have a name? Because it was not about her. You got to stop trying to get your name on the tally.
All right.
I said, you got to stop trying to push your little ministry. Somebody hear my card. If you need me, I ain't never passed out a card. Because first of all, I don't